Action, folks. Hi. In fact, we're here to talk about comics. This is my video 2 of the week. Spoiler light of the week of 426 comics. And it's fun that I say action because that's one of the comics that we're going to be talking about in this video. I have another video for this week of comics, spoiler light video as well. And that is going to be, that's also here on the channel. Oh, by the way, this is the officially unofficial Geek channel. And I'm your host, Carrie Quinn. Now let's get back into it. Now that I finally told you who the hell I am. You didn't know already. So my other video for the comics for the week of 426, another 3 comics with also talking a little bit about some comics that had come out before that I ended up rating because of another one, the comics. So in total, I'm talking about Robin 1, Harley 2, and Teen Titans Academy 2. I'm also throwing in there a little bit about Suicide Squad 1 and 2 of the Infinite Frontier. So that is another video here on the channel. And here's the continuation of me talking about comics for this week. We're going to talk about 3 comics in this episode, this video. We have this week, or this video, these 3 comics here. We have Action Comics 1030. We have Batman Superman 17 and Detective Comics 1035. Pretty cool. Okay. So first up that I'm going to talk about Action Comics 1030. Now, we recently found out through the grapevine, through the internet, through news sources, that eventually, within the next few months, the Superman comic is going to be strictly Superman's son taking the reign as Superman. This has been out there for a few days now, so yeah, apparently that is the plan currently. But so basically, what the Superman title is going to turn into being, it's going to be titled, instead of just Superman, it's going to be titled Superman, Son of Kal-El. So yeah, I got that right. Okay, yeah, son of, yeah. Anyways, so basically we've got John is going to be taking up the mantle of the Superman comic, which we already kind of saw that kind of happening in the Infinite Frontier Zero and other future events comics. So, but for Kal-El fans, he's not going to be gone completely. He's still going to be involved in the Justice League, and he's going to be involved in Action Comics and other titles that he's involved in. So he's still going to be there. But here's the thing. When we start reading Action Comics, basically, Action Comics 1030, I'll show you again what it looks like. We got the variant cover for this one. Now, this one was my choice. Okay, so as you guys may know, I do share comics with my boyfriend. It's something that we do together. He wanted the A copy of this, and I wanted the variant copy. And I chose the variant copy, but I might pick up the other one for him. Maybe, I don't know. He would probably consider that a waste of money because he just really cares about the stories. And as do I. Most of the time, I really just look at what looks prettiest to me. And I thought that this was really nice considering you have like the little boy and the Superman and the dog. It's very cute considering what you are actually encountering in this comic, in this issue. So basically what we've got going on here is you've got where it starts out, the opening scene is basically you have you're in War World and you're dealing with Mongol. The story is called War World Rising. So you're dealing with Mongol. Somebody comes in and has a gift for Mongol, and then he's just like, the guy that has the gift is just, I can get you something better. Okay. So then I won't tell you about what he promises and everything like that. You're going to have to read the issue to find out what he promises. I am telling you, he promises something big. And Mongol is very interested. His interest has been piqued, so to speak. Mm. Um, so then we cut to a scene with Superman, Batman, and Adam. Okay. Yes, Ray. Ray is there. Ray is doing his thing, doing his scientific-y thing, and he is there. It's a little moment where we have Ray Palmer, Adam. Yeah. Especially if you're someone that really loved or loves the Arrowverse from the CW, seeing Adam just kind of popping up. And it was very nice. It was cute. It was nice to see. So basically what's happening is there's a simulation that's going on and they're testing all of Superman's levels. It's just Adam, Batman, and Superman. That's all. That's all that's really involved in that. And there's some questions that come up due to the readings that they're getting during this simulation that they have to address, or they have to talk about how they're going to eventually address it. And then you also have a moment between Damian Wayne and Jonathan, and they're basically talking about what they're most scared about involving their fathers. And John is like, yeah, like, you know what, I saw the future. I know what people say. I know what people think. And then he's sitting there and he's like, telling people, or telling Damien basically what he believes happens eventually in regards to his father. And then there's, a moment with, it's a few moments, okay, that, very nice moments in the story that, you're going to want to, see to kind of get the feels yourself. And there's kind of a surprise moment, and it's kind of heralding back to one of the, a little tidbit possibly about something that John was saying to Damien earlier in the issue, and that's pretty much how the story ends. There's another story after that. It's we have seen we've seen the stories involving this character before. Right now I'm totally drawing a blank, guys. I'm sorry about the name. Oh golly. It seems like there's something in his head that he's trying to, that it's like there's two minds to him. Yes, it's The Passenger Part 2. Is the name of the tale. And at the end it's kind of interesting because he's sitting there, he's talking about how he's a villain and how this other thing in his mind is, being misrepresented, and it's kind of confusing. It's not really grabbing me. I had seen part 1 previously, and whatever. If it makes more sense to me later. The thing is the whole thing is pretty fucking confusing, and there's not much story to it. maybe you get something more out of it. And if you do, please comment and maybe help me understand, because I'm not getting it, frankly. So that's Action Comics 1030. We're gonna see what happens here, and continue with that one next month. And now I'm going to talk to you about Batman Superman number 17. This cover. Okay, so you know how I mentioned the choices in covers? Well, I actually wanted the variant cover on this one, but I ended up getting the A cover because I got the variant cover on the other one. Because he got one, I got one. Okay, so he preferred this because he says, and I do agree with him, that he always loves artwork because he's a big Superman fan, my boyfriend, where he's like pulling the shirt open and you see the insignia and everything like that. So, and you know, it is pretty cool. So this picks up from the last Batman and Superman issue. That would have been number 16. So here's the deal, guys. I wasn't planning on getting this one because I wasn't digging it. I wasn't digging it enough to continue with it. I mean, it was okay. It was one of those things where I was like, you know what, I'm probably just going to go ahead to save some money and wait on the trade on this one. But then I went to the comic book shop. And my comic book guy sold me on it again. He's a really good salesman. He's really good. If you are in the Rockford area, please, on Broadway, check out Clyde's Comics, because this guy knows his shit to epic proportions, and he's been in business, I guess, for like just over 45 years selling comics. And you if you go down there, you know, expect to spend some time, because he is going to talk to you about comics, and he is going to expound on you so much information and so much knowledge that it can make your head spin. So one of my favorite places to get comics would be Clyde's Comics, you know. And anytime it's open, he's always there. So yeah. Anyways, knows his shit, and he got me into this comic. He sold me on this comic with good reason. Okay, so in the last issue, it was divided up into the two different film reels. Okay, so it's the two different stories, and you could decide how you're going to read it. So like in the beginning of this one, we get introduced to basically the guy who's kind of doing all this. And I'm looking up the name right now. This guy is sitting there, and he is kind of just taking moments from different universes and kind of just turning them into video, or not video, like the reels and that kind of thing in the film, and just kind of like showing them and like putting them together and like mixing them all up. And it's Superman and Batman and Robin in Worlds Collide. Now, okay, so when we last left this, and we had the two different sets of film, like Lois Lane had fallen from the Superman film line down into basically the the Batman film line. So did you honestly think that if Lois Lane was going to all of a sudden fall through a hole, that Superman was not going to go after her? If you thought that, you would be bloody wrong, because Superman, in fact, does go after Lois Lane. And he goes through, and so now you have a world that didn't have a Superman, now has a Superman in it. And Superman is now encountering Batman. Lois Lane is trying to explain to either one what's going on. And Batman, all he can see when he sees Lois is another character, that's the Lady Spider. So now they're trying to figure out what is going on and who's doing what, and they're trying to solve the mystery together. And it's really good, and it does kind of end on a cliffhanger. And I'll be damned if it may have gotten me. It may have gotten me again. Thanks to Clyde's Comics. Again, check them out. One of my favorite places to get comics, because I love when you can talk to someone that knows and sells you on anything, whether you end up buying it or not, and knows so much shit. So much. Okay, so the final comic of this video and of the week is coming up, but I did want to mention one of the comics that I don't read, but my boyfriend reads. It's apparently really off the hook this week, and if you are a Star Wars comic book fan, definitely check out Darth Vader. You are not going to be disappointed from what I've heard. You're going to be really into it. So if you're a Star Wars fan and you read comics, but maybe you're kind of a fair weather Star Wars comic fan, the Darth Vader comic that came out this week, go get it, because from what I hear, it is off the chain, off the hook, crazy, awesome, cool. But anyways, my pick for this video, in my last video that had Robin, Harley, and Teen Titans Academy, I provided a pick out of those three, and that happened to be Robin 1. I still think it may be my official pick for the week, but for this video is going to be the Batman Detective Comics issue. Yes, for the Batman tale, yes, yes, but mostly for the secondary tale that comes after that, that is starring the Huntress. Let me just show you, kind of see if I can find a good picture of the Huntress to show you guys here from it without giving out too much about the story. The thing is like with the Huntress one, it wasn't necessarily, yeah, see here. There's our girl. There she is. So she is Mary Knox. That's who the Huntress is. It appears to be here, if I'm understanding this correctly. But we will get to that in a second. But first, we're going to talk about the main story. The Detective Comics main story, which was Batman centered, and as it typically is. So basically what we have going on here is there's a well-to-do child of Gotham, and she has been kidnapped. Now, when I say well-to-do child of Gotham, I'm not meaning that she was a little girl or anything like that. She was an adult child of one of Gotham's major families. She's been kidnapped, and the thing is you have Batman, who is having a hard time, going through everything, because one, he's, if you recall, during the Joker War, lost all of his money, for the most part. He's not by any means poor, but he is not as rich as he was. He now owns a townhome. He versus Wayne Manor, so on and so forth. He's not as rich as he was, but he's also not living on the streets or anything like that. But the thing is he's had to get more creative about how he gets around. So he's like really like he uses a lot of the underground to move around, like sewer systems and that kind of thing to get around. And it's because of this that he is the one that actually he goes through and starts looking for the woman that's gone missing. And so all the stuff happens involving that. One of the really cool things about this, like I said, is you get kind of an idea. You get to see more of how Batman has to kind of move around and do his business, and he still has to avoid the police because technically they're not working with him anymore because of the new mayor in Gotham. And the outlaw of masks and mass vigilantes and all that. But moving on, you do get a little glimpse of the Huntress in that tale, but the secondary little tale of the Huntress, wow, it was, there's action in it, but it's like, it's not really like action based of a story. Like there's action in it, but the thing is it's like, and it really kind of fucking spoke to me because it's like she's talking about being kind of keeping to herself and not really having personal relationships and everything like that, and have it being hard to have personal relationships being who she is. And also and you find out why she's talking about this right now, because she sits there and she relates a story about something that happened recently involving having a kind of a constant in her life, um, not like not like a boyfriend or anything like that, not like a girlfriend, not like even like a friend, but there was a constant in her life that she actually ended up like kind of looking for and kind of caring for. And you got to read it to understand. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give too much away. But it dives into issues involving like mental illness, like Me Too, like abuse and that kind of thing, and problems of violence and violence against women. And it is like I said, it's not really necessarily like really action. There's some action, but that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is to tell this tale about her having to experience this part of life and then having to experience it the way she does. Which is why, like, yeah, like I'm totally, it looks like they're going to be continuing this tale. I don't know if they're going to be continuing it in other comics. I don't know if they're going to be giving her her own series. But I do know, what I do know is I'm here for it. Based on what I've seen, if they continue this kind of idea, I'm definitely here for it, and I'm definitely here for the Huntress. And it's really good. It's really good. Check it out. Don't skip over that second tale. I know most people get it, you know, because for good reason they're getting it to get a Batman tale. But when the Huntress tale comes out, you know, don't skip it. Go ahead and read it. So that has been the second set of comics that I was, the second and only, I know in my other video, if you were to listen to it, read it. God damn, Gary. If you were to listen to it, I would say that I might be doing like 2 or 3. It's going to be 2. This is it. So yes, this is it for April 26th, comic book wise. So again, I reviewed Batman, Detective Comics 1035, Batman Superman 17, um, Action Comics 1030. Nothing really to complain about in any of those. So yeah, that's always good. That's always good to mean you don't have to complain about very much. I will say that I did not have the problem with Action Comics and Batman Superman that I did with the Justice League last week, where it seemed like the way they were drawing Superman was kind of like he looked like a 15-year-old boy. The people that are young look young in these, and the people that are not young look not young. They look like they have some age to them. Let's just say that that's a better way to put it. They look like they have some actual age to them. Um, so that's good. So I would love to hear what you guys thought about the comics this week. Obviously, I centered around, like usual, a lot of DC. Um, that's pretty much what I read. Uh, Next week, I believe, is going to be pretty heavy on the titles. We've got some new stuff coming out next month, which will be interesting. We got stuff that I've been hearing about through the grapevine coming out June, July, all that. So I'm looking forward to all this stuff that I'm hearing about. Um, some things more than others, but looking forward to all of it. So that's it for this week with the comic reviews. You'll probably see me here and there doing other stuff this week. I'm gonna do what I can to get a main event video out to you guys. But if you aren't familiar with my main event videos, it's the main large, usually long form video. Doing a deep dive into a topic. In this past main event video, we did a deep dive into the Timeless Child of Doctor Who. So if you're a Doctor Who fan, check that out. Also, check out the TikTok at officially unofficial geek, and please subscribe. If you're new here, subscribe. If you like me, subscribe and tell your friends. Until next time, this has been the officially unofficial Geek channel, and I am Carrie Quinn. And please geek out, have fun, read comics, read books, watch your favorite TV show, get fun however you can, geek out on something, inspire other people to geek out on something, get, enrich your hobbies, enrich your mind, and question everything. The truth is out there. See you soon. Bye.